everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for these issues. So, I have done these issues before. We're going to be looking at Spider Man by Todd McFarlane's. We're going to be looking at issues 1 through 5 from 1990. Now, the first time I did these over 2 years ago, I was not very happy with the videos, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and give it a second. Um, I was still rather new. It's actually been a couple years, so I was still rather new, and I wanted to do a better job on them. So here we go. This even though we're going to be doing 5 issues, it may not take too long because really there isn't much of a story. Most of the stuff that we're going to be doing here is looking at the art. We've got the iconic cover, which has been reprinted and redone so many times. I even love the detail of him bending in the fold of the spider right here. That's a really nice thing. So, this thing sold so well. This was nuts. It's just amazing. I was around for this. It was just wow. So this is Todd McFarlane's very first writing gig. I don't think Todd McFarlane is a good writer. I think, like all good creators, he comes up with good stories, but yeah, it isn't much. So we're gonna start out here with these vertical panels, and Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller are the kings of vertical panels here. How they're able to convey all these informations here. And of course, we also have this iconic double page spread here. Torment the is the name of this arc. It is a 5-part arc. This whole story could have probably been done in 2 issues or 3. The webbing is absolutely excellent. I don't know what else to say about Todd McFarlane except he is absolutely one of the greatest of all time. I wish he would draw more, but he's a toy guy and he is focusing on his toy business. I'm never gonna give people a hard time for making money, but I truly do wish we found a way to get him more involved in drawing. I would absolutely buy Spawn if he just did the covers. I was buying Spawn just for the covers, and he quit doing the covers. I quit buying Spawn. So I wonder how many other people are like me that would do that. He would sell more Spawn if he just drew the cover. So Spider-Man's here swinging above all these people. So we've got this dude here mugging this lady here. There's a lot of words. Tom McFarlane is very verbose. Even to this day, why say one thing when he can say 1,000 things describing the one thing? So that's just the way I feel about his writing. You may feel different. You may think Todd McFarlane is the greatest storyteller of all times. I find him to be a better artist than a writer, but kudos to him for at least attempting it. He's still I would say he is co-plots Spawn, but I don't even know if he's even writing it, but he did try writing it for the longest time. So Spider-Man is going to stop this mugger here. Beautiful art. This is what we're going to be looking for really throughout most of this issue. is the art here. Spider-Man destroys the gun. The mugger tries to go away, and he webs him, and he webs him with all this webbing here. Um, so no wonder he runs out of web. And so here we are going to start the what the this story arc is going to be. This is after Craven's last hunt, and you see here that a drum is going doom doom doom. We're led to believe that this is Craven, as the drum keeps going doom doom doom. I love these little circles that he does on the fire. He does this on light a lot, so you'll see it. And then calling on the lizard, and the drums continue to go on. And so back home, Peter's telling him about that mugger. Again, there's really not much substance to this writing. It is his first attempt, so we'll just keep going. He's talking about all these the mugger here, that why can't they get it through their head that he's Spider-Man, and all the people that he's fought, and this one guy tries to stop him. Love the eyes. Look at all these ticks. Todd McFarlane and these ticks are absolutely awesome. So here she finally gets starts talking, and like I said, not much in there. Here's a mouse, and the lizard is going to eat the mouse, but then he finds these people, so why eat that little mouse when he can eat these muggers here? So Mary Jane and Peter continue talking. Love the ticks. Look at that. She's gonna tickle him. It's just newlywed kind of stuff. They've been recently, well, maybe not too recently, but they've been married a few years through comic books. I don't know if perhaps they were still newlyweds during this time in comic book age. And so back to the lizard here with those guys here. Great splash page here. Man, I truly do miss Todd McFarlane. There's the drum here, and lizard is just brutal here. You ever wonder why purple and green always go together? I don't know. Hulk, lizard. Every time you see someone wearing green, purple is the other color. There's a couple. Even the during Secret Wars, the Wasp wore a green and purple uniform, and I think Kang also wore green and purple. So you see here the lizard brutalizing these thugs here, and this guy's about to shoot him, but or not Bud, but he does shoot him here. You can see it here, and apparently kills lizard here. And so back to a couple of vertical panels here. We see who is not Craven here, and pokes herself. You see some blood rushing through. Wonderful vertical panels here. And so these guys are running away, but the lizard is still alive, and the drums go back to a beating. And so is it the next day? Yep. And here we go. Spider-Man's getting dressed and leaving, And then it says here 3 killings, men slashed to death, and then we see the CNNR, and we'll see what the meaning of this is at another time. A beautiful panel here, also iconic. Todd McFarlane really does know how to put Spider-Man into uh, great poses here, and he continues going through. Look at this. Just beautiful as he's out there web slinging. Oh, I truly do miss. One of the things about going back to this panel here is just McFarlane just puts these marks just about anywhere. He's fearless. Just it almost gives you to think he doesn't think about it. He probably doesn't. He just goes and just puts ticks wherever, just to create some values here. It's just amazing here. And so there's this guy walking home, and he's attacked by the lizard here. And I don't know, these were also in the print version, and I don't know why, but mostly I don't know why the trade or the digital versions continued with this. Why didn't they just you see all these imperfections? It's almost weird that these digital versions continue to have that here. Vertical panel here. Perfect for cities, I think. But the way him and Frank Miller do them, it's just pretty cool. And so we get here to the last page. Really not much happened except the lizard killed a bunch of people. But people were just in awe of it, mostly because of McFarlane's art. It's just so beautiful here. So we go with part 2 here, and we're going to see Spider-Man and the lizard finally meeting. And so now we've got these two guys reading, and you see the drum here, and of course the lizard is going to take care of both of these people. McFarlane is keeping the, you can see from part 1 and part 2, it's keeping up with the same thing of putting the everything in the same lettering, the same in the same place, the same idea, even the rise above it all, just like in the first one here. So, all right, and the jelly here running around, and he's looking at it and sees the headline, 2 more dead, and you see here CNNR, and Mary Jane's trying to get his attention. Just kind of cool stuff. And he thinks of the monster, and then he says monster, and then he's like no, and then of course CNNR is Kurt Connor. So Spider-Man figures it out that it is the lizard doing this, and he puts down the newspaper and gets dressed. Again, look at the ticks. Just amazing here, and off he goes. And so we see that Craven lady here. She's got a spider here. Getting ready, wonderful. Even a small one, and with the full moon, this is just perfect. Can you imagine this sucker if he would do like a cover with this? Just amazing. And so throws the spider into the thing, adds a recipe, throws the lizard in there. Look at that. Oh, the art is just exquisite. Just the story. I don't know what to say. The story, it's McFarlane's first, so I'll cut him some slack. Except he's still not a good writer. That's just my opinion. It's subjective. You can think he's the greatest writer in the world here. So you can see Spider-Man has been attacked, and the drums, doom, 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 and here comes the lizard. So this is from the printing. So red gets into the black. I just don't know why the digital prints have this. So, all right, and the reprints also had this. So they need to come up with a better version. This is the best version that I have been able to find. So he thinks of Mary Jane. He thinks he's about to die. The lizard's all savage. So throws him in there. Thinks he killed him. You see the drum. Doom, 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 doom. And he's like, oh my God, I didn't mean to, this and that. He feels so bad. And now you can see the lizard is gone. And so Mary Jane's out partying because that's what she does. She's a party gal. And so back to this, kind of this back and forth. Another great panel there. Just so cool. Get a bit of the lizard's origin here. He injected himself and regrew the arm, only it came up with more side effects than he really wanted to. And so this guy's hitting on Mary Jane, drops the glass, kind of continues here. You see the spider here. This art is just so good. And so it's not raining, it's blood. He realizes, wait, what? And here comes the lizard. Oh, that's just wonderful. And sorry, I turned it too fast here. Just beautiful. All right, part 3. In part 4, he colors the issue himself. It looks really weird. I don't think he ever did it again, but he did attempt. So Spider-Man and the Lizard are gonna go at it. You see the same thing again. The rise above it all, and everything else the same. So these two fight, and I think this was Craven's girlfriend. And so she wants revenge on Spider-Man. This is really what is all about. And she's using the lizard to be able to get her revenge. And Spider-Man is trying to talk to Kurt Connors from, asking Kurt Connors to please stop. And of course, the drum. And so this bird here is flying and the lizard kills it. And then Mary Jane is hailing for a taxi. Oh, sorry. She waits for a taxi, sorry. So it shouldn't be wet inside. So is this the fog that people get? It's the only thing I can think of. So she can't wait to see Peter and cuddle next to him. And so here we go. Like I said, this did not have to be a 5-parter. But I didn't think Marvel could care. They could have done a 12-parter. They didn't care. They just wanted Todd McFarlane's wonderful art, and I don't blame them. I would have done the same thing. Like whatever you want to draw, Haas, have at it. So here he throws Spider-Man, and so she gets on the taxi, and off she goes while Peter is in there. Look at that. Oh, just beautiful art. And so now a little bit of how his origin. I even love this panel. Just simple elegant, kind of like an ode to Steve Ditko, but with the big eyes. So I like that. The origin of Doctor of Spider-Man here with Uncle Ben getting killed, and so the lady, I don't remember, is it Calypso or something? I don't remember. I think I saw it somewhere, but I really don't get it. But her instrument of destruction, the lizard here, so gives us that he's gonna kill Mary Jane, which of course we know it doesn't. The guy leaves but splashes Mary Jane, and um Spider-Man's starting to sort of recover, and um everything's pounding, and suddenly here, stay a while longer, Spider-Man, and we see Craven the Hunter. Remember, he had apparently committed suicide, and this is supposed to be him as he has the lizard right next to him. So off we go to part four. I have to warn you, the color is different because Todd McFarlane decides, hey, I'm going to try coloring it myself. And yeah. All right. Here we go. So here comes the color. I give him an A for trying, kind of like his writing. You get an A for effort. Um, it's just so different than everything else. I don't know if he's ever colored again, but I know he for sure did this one here. The yellows, very Barry Windsor Smith-ish, I would say, which I do love Barry Windsor Smith, but it's very different here. And so we see here a lot of the yellows, which in itself doesn't bother me, but there's just something about some of the color that he chooses that it just doesn't look. I don't know. Maybe perhaps because here he looks more like a zombie. If perhaps if the other way would have been, I don't know. I just when I first saw this, and I still do, and it may be some bias from. So by the way, here it's actually an illusion. So this is actually who it was. It wasn't Craven. It just so as I mentioned, I think it was a girlfriend or something like that, and getting revenge and all that kind of stuff. But these colors just don't know. Well, we'll continue. I won't say anything else about the color until I do. Well, here we go. And again, this could have been done in at the most three parts. Probably a two-parter would have been good enough. But I understand why. I mean, Todd McFarlane's art is beautiful, and people really did not care. I know I did not care at that time, because his art is beautiful, and that's it. His art is beautiful, and so the drum again, doom, 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 doom. And this part is one of the things. I said I wasn't going to mention it again, but I will. This is just terrible. The blue did not like it. Not a fan. And so here we go. Kind of now her origin, and she's kind of becoming a witch, and um, she kills this bird. She met Craven the Hunter. They fell in love, and she killed her sister. This is supposed to be her sister here, and she killed her so that she could become, a voodoo witch. And so all in all, it's a revenge story. Um, again, it's hard for me. I said I won't say anymore, but then I see it and I'm like, "Ah, I gotta say something." But um, just color was not for me. But again, A for effort. And so we are now down, getting ready to go into the fifth issue. You see this explosion, and Spider Man thinks he is about to die. And so here we go. Part 5. Really good cover. Back to the regular colorist. I don't know if McFarlane decided he didn't want to do it anymore, or they received word like he saw the issue in print. But I doubt it because these things are done a few months ahead of time. But maybe he just wasn't very happy with it. I don't know. But he just goes back to drawing and writing, and Greg Wright goes back to the colors. Again, it's a digital version. Don't know why none of this stuff it's fixed, but you see this explosion here. Again, some stuff is added just for filler. This Mary Jane stuff is really just filler. And here's the thing about the lights. Remember, I said in the candle, McFarlane's really good at that. McFarlane is so good at so many different things here. I wish he would go and do a Hulk story again. I would love to see a Spider-Man Hulk story. Even if he writes it, I don't care. Again, the lights, just wonderful stuff here. I think Greg Wright, if you notice that the on the colors, that I think he sort of maybe had some commands from McFarlane. Hey, can you do this instead? Maybe McFarlane just didn't want have time for the coloring, and so anyway, we're almost done here. Look at that, 5 issues, hopefully in about under 30 minutes. So she's quite happy. She's going to have her revenge, but as we know, this is a Spider-Man book, so this revenge thing is not going to happen. Mary Jane just kind of feels something wrong. It's cold because it was raining, and if you remember, her shoes have to be sopping wet. So, she just can't believe he's still not dead. He should have died. He should have been poisoned. And so, but he is Spider-Man. And so, he thinks of Mary Jane, and now gets these chains wrapped on the lizard. And then, so this thing actually gives me a bit of so you look at this, and something's so. Where's his head? Was he decapitated? Was he? I just look at this image and okay, so I get this. This looks like his arm might be broken, which is fine. But is this his neck? Right? And so where is the head? Because this part here doesn't look like a head. And so it's really weird. It for as good as Todd McFarlane is, one of the greatest, um, this picture, everything is fine except here. I'm like, where the heck is the head? So it didn't work, and so she's still like celebrating. And another explosion. Here comes the firefighters, and there's the blood. The lizard is gone. So status quo, and she's at home. And honey, I'm home. That is just so. And here we go. The name of the thing, your torment, and then of course the lizard comes from the water, and there's the rise above it all. And so next, the hobgoblins. So ends with the drum doom. So Spider-Man 1 through 5 from 1990, written and drawn by Todd McFarlane. Beautiful art, absolutely gorgeous art for the most part, and an okay story, probably below okay. But regardless, anything drawn by Todd McFarlane is worth getting. So, um, like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.